So if you're into radio, you've got to check out the California Historical Radio Society, located in Alameda, California. This society was founded in 1974 to promote the preservation, restoration, research, and publication of early radio and broadcast history. They have an extensive collection of old-time radios which have been restored, and once a year they have Radio Day by the Bay, which includes the auction of the radio equipment and also some great entertainment. Here's remembering the big bands that used to play on the radio. The day included a radio play performance by local Bay Area radio personalities.
Veterans Memorial Building in Alameda, California, the California Historical Radio Society and Radio Dog Theater presents Candy Matson, Yukon 28209 in The Cable Car Murder.
Yukon 28209, yes, this is Candy Matson.
Do you have a little unsolved murder in your home? Got some blackmail you want to unload? Are you the victim of some vulgar extortionist? I know a girl you should meet. She may not be the greatest private eye in the world, and so what if it does cost you $300 or $400? She sure is sweet. She's Candy Matson. Like to meet her?
Hello.
Candy Matson.
Well, I wasn't sure when I looked in the mirror this morning.
Had a rough night, eh?
Oh, there have been rougher ones. Look, boys, before you get caught with my receiver down, who are you and what do you want?
As to who I am, you'll find out very shortly. What I want is you.
How romantic. And over the phone yet.
Let me finish. What I want is you to lay off that cable car business.
Oh, that. Well, I'm afraid I can't. You see, I was sitting beside the man when they discovered his transfer had been punched, sort of permanently. That's how things happen with me. I get into the craziest routines. You see, I used to be a model. I'd been told I had the proper displacement for such a career, but I found there wasn't enough money in it. The girl has to eat some, doesn't she? And she has to maintain a nice apartment on Telegraph Hill and buy enough clothes to highlight the displacement. So I turned to private eye. You meet a better class of people, mostly named rigor or mortis. Take this cable car deal, for instance. Like to hear how the whole thing happened? Well, let's get started then. I wanted to get downtown that morning, but I couldn't take the F car on Stockton. They were ripping up about 87 blocks, which is par for the course. So I walked down Telegraph Hill and up to Mason. That's where the Bay and Powell cable car stops.
All aboard? Come on, Lana. Get those lovely ankles up here. We gotta make the Fairmont by quitting time.
The car was loaded, and so was the character next to me. I tried to budge into the seat between him and the Fisherman's Wharf Dowager, but I couldn't quite make it. I'd forgotten my shoehorn. Say, pardon me, but would you mind reading your Wall Street Journal over that-a-way a bit? I'd like to sit in here.
If you insist.
A night of old. He budged his hips about a quarter of an inch, and I slipped in, ready for a rocket ride over the hill and down into town. The trip, as usual, was uneventful. 3 smashed fenders and several choice words I'd never heard before, but I wrote them down. By the time our prairie schooner reached the turntable at Market Street, the crowd in the car thinned out. But Buster was still beside me, his head buried in common and preferred.
Market Street.
I started to get down.
Hey, lady, take your boyfriend with you. We're heading back up the hill.
Boyfriend? I don't think so.
Well, how do you like that? He fell asleep over his stocks and bonds.
I looked again. Tipsy wasn't asleep. Tipsy was stone cold dead on Market Street. What a twist. I, who always went on the prowl for a whodunit, get one tossed literally into my lap. You see, he just hadn't gone out of this world serene like, oh no. There was a steady slurp, slurp of blood trickling down his vest just north by northeast of the equator. After half an hour wait, full of questioning by homicide legmen, I knew my morning shopping tour was rained out. After all, I was only going to buy an emerald clip to match the glint in my eye. Well, that would have to wait. I knew the next step. I grabbed a cab home. I wasn't waiting too long. Right on cue. And it was the right cue. It would be Lieutenant Ray Mallard from headquarters, daintily pressing his cuticles against my apartment buzzer. I was right.
Right? About what?
I've been expecting you, Mallard. Come on in. Sit down. Take off your hat.
It is off.
Have a drink?
No. I'm not in the mood.
Just
make it a double. Candy, for once, I'm puzzled.
You're just saying that.
Yeah, because it's true. I've checked and rechecked, and no matter how many loose ends I tie together, I still can't get a connection between you and Dwight Ellsworth.
Dwight Whoosworth?
Ellsworth. You know, your extremely limp traveling companion on the cable car this morning.
I can give you an angle on that.
Yeah?
Yeah, the angle being I didn't know him from Euclid.
Level?
Straight. Look, honeypot, this mediocre dialogue is getting us nowhere. Why don't you haul your size 11s here in the first place anyway?
Well, frankly, I don't know. Oh, here, fill it up, will you?
Well, you're not just going around in circles, Mallard. You're going around in doubles.
Yeah. You know, like I said before, Candy, you got a really nice view from here.
Oh, wait till I turn around.
No, I mean from your window. I meant from your window. Look at that ship down there, just docking.
Oh, yeah. Where's that?
Just down there. Probably arriving from the Far East now. That's romance for you.
Here's your drink.
Oh, thanks.
You know, it is sort of romantic, isn't it? Don't you think it would be fun to jump on a tramp like that and whisk off to the South Seas? On a honeymoon?
No.
That's what I thought. South Seas. Mallard?
Don't call me Mallard.
Why not? We're just playing for ducks, aren't we?
Oh, very crisp. Playing for ducks. No, Candy, we aren't. Not in this case. We got a dead man on our hands. Rudy Toot shot right through the heart. And you were sitting next to him.
Sure. Go on out. Get out of here.
What?
You heard me. Lift your hindquarters and get back to headquarters.
Hey, Candy, I don't like that look. You got something on your mind.
Yeah, but you wouldn't recognize it if I told you about it.
Well, one word of warning, don't dabble. You're in deep enough, got it?
Got it. Here's your hat. Grab it. So long, Mallard. See you around the jailhouse sometime. 5-0-fum. 'Twas then I smelled a big fat fee. That great big kinda attractive Mallard missed the boat. Oh, he saw it, but he missed it. It was that ship he saw docking. That was the first time I came out of the dark since my giant dipper of a ride down the hill that morning. I needed help, so I called an old friend of mine, if you can call that help. Rembrandt Watson was his name. He was a photographer, and other than some things, he spent most of his life in a darkroom dabbling with bottles. His negatives and prints were sharp, his thought processes not quite, but he'd given me assistance in the past, so I called him.
Rembrandt Watson speaking, photography, portraits and camera work.
Yes, Rembrandt, I know.
Also available for gardening, janitorial service, and babysitting.
Rembrandt, he's Candy.
Especially if you're over 21. Oh, Candy?
And now you're tuned in.
Oh, how dare you bother me. I was experimenting with a new type of formula.
90 proof or 100?
100, of course. Candy, it works beautifully. There's a delightful little pixie in a pink ballet skirt in my living room.
Well, leave her there and get over here immediately to my place. Take a cab, I'll pay for it.
I would much rather have a handsome carriage and a brace of chestnuts.
You got them in your head. Now just do as I say and get over here. Float in, Rembrandt.
Oh, gladly. Where's the man to take me cloak and gloves and topper?
You're wearing a sport coat and slacks. You know I have no man.
Oh, yeah. Well, and therein lies your basic trouble, my dear. You have no man.
Now, Rembrandt.
Every man should have a woman. Every woman should have a man. It's the incontrovertible law of the universe. Candy, you You should have a man.
You?
Oh, sure. No, I'm no longer a man. I'm a sprite transcending the world.
Well, stop transcending a moment and come down to earth. We've got a job to do.
Oh, how poetic, how idyllic. We've got a job to do. For money?
Eventually.
Oh, one of those. Very well, my dear, bring me up to date.
Well, I don't really know if I can or not.
Oh, good. Then I shall leave and return to my formula.
No. What I mean is the whole story is so fantastic, you'd never believe it.
Oh, I might. Try me, Candy.
Well, I get on a cable car and sit next to a character reading the Wall Street Journal.
Strange coupling, a cable car and the Wall Street Journal.
Right. And we get to the end of the line. My friend next to me is dead.
Probably the ride down the hill frightened him to death.
He looked like a used punchboard, a neat little bullet hole right through his heart.
Candy, my little ballerina friend in the pink skirt is more believable than what you just told me.
I told you it was fantastic, but none of how it happened. Now, sooner or later, Mallard is going to come out of his fog, and when he does, I'm going to be out of a fee.
A fee that so far doesn't exist, my pretty.
It will if my hunch is right. Now, here's what I want you to do. Go down to the Chronicle and get all the back files you can on the Southern Island Steamship Company.
The Chronicle? Oh, a pleasure. I have a few questionable companions there who indulge in formulas.
Stay away from those companions and just do as I ask.
Very well, my dove. I go, but entirely against my will. And where will you be?
Down to the docks. Rembrandt, I've got to do some legwork now.
Well, let me assure you, Candy, you have just the right equipment for it, too.
What a joint. I bet they mount slit fish gullets on the walls instead of deer heads. Well, come on, Candy, get your tools out and screw up your courage.
Dear miss, what'll it be?
Nothing right at the moment, except information.
Information and water are both free. What do you want to know?
I'm looking for the purser off this Dwightsonius. I hear he does his shore duty in here.
That's right, Hank Campbell. That head on the table over there belongs to him.
Thank you. Hello, sailor? Hey, Campbell, wake up.
Leave me alone.
Come on, snap out of it.
Oh, who are you?
My name is Candy Matson. I want to ask you a question.
I'm only drinking. Go away.
Not until I find out what I want about Dwight Ellsworth. He was murdered this morning.
What?
I thought that would bring you too.
Oh, that's the nicest news I've heard since VJ Day. What do you want to know?
I want to know where his brother lives.
Oh, that stooge. He's got about as much spine as a water eel.
Never mind that. I want to find him. He seems to keep his whereabouts as secret as an atomic stockpile.
Oh, he lives out in Seacliff, 25 El Camino del Mar. If you ask me, the whole family ought to be knocked off.
Bartender, buy my friend a little reward, and one for yourself, too. Well, so far so good. Oh, how did I know about Campbell the purser? Well, I have quite a few friends in town. Most of the time, my Mallard doesn't approve. So after leaving that little watering hole, I grabbed a cab and navigated the driver out towards Seacliff. It was so foggy I couldn't see the meter, but I paid him anyway and dismissed him. There it was, 25 El Camino del Mar. An austere-looking cabana, one that dared you to ring the front doorbell. I dare. I had the awful feeling I should have been around at the side door delivering hand laundry. Oh, good evening. Except for the fog, yes. Is Mr. Ellsworth in?
Yes, my husband is home, but I'm afraid this is not a good time. There's been a death in the family.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm here.
Come in.
Thank you.
Walk this way, please.
Oh, I'm afraid I couldn't, even if I lived to be 100.
Mind your tongue, young lady. You are in the house of an Ellsworth.
Oh, hoity-toity, the old maid had delusions of grandeur. Well, no need to get uppity with me. I mingled with royalty. Why, once I had 3 kings in the palm of my hand and a silver dollar in Reno. But this old gal was really something. She couldn't have been more than 45, yet looked like something out of the Baroness of Wimpole Street. She ushered me into a high-ceilinged living room, and there on the divan was my boy, his head lowered into his hands, and quite obviously touched. quite obviously.
Roger, this young lady is here to see you. I don't believe you mentioned your name.
Candy Matson.
Matson, you in shipping too?
Sort of.
You'll pardon me if I don't seem hospitable, Miss Matson, but my brother was murdered.
I know. I was sitting next to him when it happened.
You were?
Yes. Mr. Ellsworth, I don't want to take up much of your time, so I'll come right to the point. You see, I'm a private detective.
Oh, one of those persons.
Put your nose back down, Mrs. Ellsworth. Let me make my proposition. Yes, I'm a private detective, and I'm in a spot, too. The police think I'm connected to the case in some way, so I'm here for a double purpose.
I'm listening, Miss Matson.
Roger, I don't think you should be speaking to this woman.
Too late, Mrs. Ellsworth. Now I can find out who killed your brother, but it'll take some money. Give me a check now for $300, and I'll find the murderer. And I'll also clear myself.
Well, I don't know.
Naturally, you want to see the killer of your brother brought to justice, don't you, Mr. Ellsworth?
Roger?
Don't you?
Yes, of course. Here, I'll make a check out right now.
Thanks. Just make it out to Candy Matson, payable today. It's a lovely collection of guns you have, Mr. Ellsworth. You hunt much?
Yes. The whole family's quite fond of shooting. And there you are, Miss Matson.
Thank you very much. I'll be in touch with you sometime tomorrow. The missus didn't say another word. She just stood there against the fireplace and shot sparks through me. After I waved the check in the air to dry it a few times, she showed me the door.
Very clever, aren't you? Taking advantage of a weak-willed man.
Oh, I wonder how he got that way.
Don't cash that check. I mean it, do not cash that check.
Mrs. Ellsworth, $300? I need the money badly. I need some new rolls for my player piano.
We'll return to Candy Matson, Yukon 28209, and the cable car murder right after this word from our sponsor.
Use Colgate tooth powder, keep smiling just fine. Use it each morning and use it at night to help you race with every day. Use Colgate tooth powder.
Tell me, do you really mean it when you say, I want to be alone? Or are you just pretending that you don't care about dates? Could it be that a little breath of trouble has cooled your romance? A little breath? What a pity to let unpleasing breath ruin your romance. Why not brush your teeth night and morning and before every date with Colgate tooth powder? Scientific tests prove that Colgate tooth powder, in 7 cases out of 10, instantly stops unpleasing breath that originates in the mouth. So use Colgate tooth powder for all it's worth. Enjoy its exciting cleansing results too. No amount of money can buy you a dentifrice that will clean your teeth more quickly or effectively than Colgate tooth powder. Remember the name, Colgate tooth powder, with the accent on powder.
Don't take a chance with your romance. Use Colgate tooth powder.
We now return to Candy Matson, Yukon 28209, in the cable car murder.
I buzzed back downtown. I wanted to cash that check in a hurry, and I knew of only one person who would give me the crisp green at the hour of the night. Uncle Charlie, the honest miller who ran the chase room. Uncle Charlie, in the strict sense of the word, was a gentleman. So with a tender little pat on my cheek, he cashed the check, and I went up to Telegraph Hill and home. All of a sudden, my eyes did a couple of inverted loops. All my lights were on. Who's in there? All right, speak up.
Candy, light of my life. Come in and join our little party.
Oh, Rembrandt, you gave me a scare.
Now, you don't scare easy either, Candy. You got something on your mind?
And Mallard? How ducky. A midnight soiree. What goes on here?
Well, the chicken you have in the icebox was delicious.
Was delicious? Looks like you've done everything but eat the bones.
And your vintage is superb too, Candy. Have a little formula?
No. Now, come on. What gives?
Hey, that's my line, Candy. What gives? You're in on something, and I want to know about it.
Oh, Mallard, believe me, it's nothing. I'm just trying to parlay a couple of hunches.
Tall hunches, I'll bet. Hey, look at all those clippings on the South Sea Island Steamship Company over there. What are they for?
Oh, I meant to tell you, Candy, I had remarkable success at the Chronicle, and there's everything you want on that steamship line.
Oh, Rembrandt, did you have to tell the whole world?
Well, Candy, you tried me unnecessarily. I merely had the clippings on the table when Hawkshaw here walked in on me.
Okay, Candy, take it from there.
Nothing makes sense yet, Mallard, so nothing. There's really nothing to tell you, really.
Really? How about where were you tonight?
Oh, I was here and there.
I knew I should have put a man on you to save me some grief.
2 men would be better, I think.
2 days, that's all I need, Mallard. Just give me 2 days to tie up about 4 loose ends, and I think I'll have it worked out.
All right, but don't forget, the boys down at Kearney Street headquarters don't love you the way I do. 2 days, no more or less. I gotta go too. Hey, thanks for the foul, chicken.
Here, Rembrandt, here's $50 for you.
50? Oh, my word. And what's all this talk about a recession?
Oh, now go on and take it. Go someplace and stabilize the economy. I went through the old newspaper clippings. It was all there. Fire at sea on Ellsworth's ship. 2 seamen lost off Ellsworth's ship near Honolulu. South Sea Island line ship loses rudder in storm. On it went on for over a period of 3 years. I threw the papers back on the table. I helped myself to Rembrandt's formula, turned down the lights, and went out on the porch. The bay was dark, except for an occasional path of light from a passing freighter. I sat down to think, and think. Then, click, click, just like that. 2 little tumblers in my head fell into place. There was only one thing to do, and that was to do it the hard way. The next morning, just as the ferry building siren was announcing 8 o'clock at downtown San Francisco, I got Rembrandt on the phone.
Oh, Candy, what on earth are you calling me for at this hour?
I can't help it. There's work to be done.
Well, I did my work last night so extremely well. I'm just going to bed now.
So sorry. You'll just have to delay your sack time. Meet me at the corner of Mason and Union in 10 minutes, right where the cable car stops.
Now what are we going to do?
We're going to take a cable car ride.
What? On one of those bouncy, junky little contraptions? The way I feel this morning.
Union and Mason, 10 minutes. All right, Rembrandt, get on.
This is the silliest thing you've ever done, Candy.
Maybe, we'll see. Dwight Ellsworth was already on the car when I got on, right? And he was alive.
How could you tell?
He mumbled something when I asked him to move over.
Sounds logical. Although I once remember stumbling into a corpse who mumbled for hours.
Rembrandt was in one of those rambling moods, so I let him alone. The car pulled over Mason Street, down Washington, and then swung onto Powell on a hill. Now I watched the buildings and apartments carefully. There was the little red brick building, now a big apartment house, a woman's residence club, and so on. And then over the hill, and more apartments, and the possibilities petered out at Bush. Well, only one thing to do, canvass all these blocks between Washington and Bush. Okay, Rembrandt, off that car.
Yes, it was the strangest course I ever did see. I'm sorry, what did you say, Candy?
I said off the car, come on.
Now what? Just want to go back to bed.
Well, not for a long time, Boy Blue. Now here's the pitch. You take this building and I'll take the next. We'll alternate as we go along. Ask if a tall woman with a horsey face dressed something like Queen Victoria ever lived around here.
Oh, Candy.
I know it sounds wild, but it's got to be done.
Okay, a horse with a tall face and dressed something like...
Rembrandt, look at me. Get that smoke out of your brain. A tall woman with a horsey face and dressed something like Queen Victoria. You got it?
Yeah, got it.
Okay, get going. It was slow and tiresome, and the answers I got.
A tall gal dressed like Queen Victoria? Oh, sister.
That was about par.
No, nobody like that ever lived here.
Are you positive?
A dame who fits that description? Yeah, I'm positive.
The morning wore on, and so did we. We were over on the other side of California Street now, so we stopped and had a bite to eat. I had pickles with mine, and Rembrandt had olives on toothpicks in a glass. And again, we picked up the hunt. My heart was suddenly making with a rumba. There, just on the other side of Clay, in front of a 3-story red brick house, was a police squad car. There was a little knot of people gathered around. I walked down the block and up the front steps. I didn't have any trouble finding the room. The door was wide open. and there was a body on the floor. 4 representatives of the law were buzzing back and forth. One of the buzzies was Mallard.
Well, my little ambassador of violence. Why is it you're always around the extremely dead, Candy?
I've got no time to brandy around these ad-libs, Mallard. Who is it?
I don't know yet. No identification.
Oh my.
A pen pal, maybe?
I was right. I knew it.
Knew it? Knew what?
You're right. He was a pen pal. He wrote me a check last night for $300. His name is Roger Ellsworth.
Very interesting. Must be open season on Ellsworth. Okay, Candy, time you filled in the blanks to start.
Wait a minute, I want to look at the window here. Mallard, there are a couple of younger Ellsworths living around town. I'm sure you'd like to see them stay healthy.
Yeah.
All right then, get out to 25 El Camino del Mar and pick up an old crone also named Ellsworth. 5 will get you 20, she's the one you're after.
All right. But you get back to your place and stay put. I want to have a more illuminating chat with you.
Oh, Mallard, I'm just like putty in your hands. The moon was coming up over Diablo and spraying a path of silver on the bay. Still don't matter. I wonder what could be wrong. This was it. This was the showdown.
Have you seen a tall Victorian face with a horsey-dressed woman?
No, Rembrandt.
Candy, I'm so mad at you I could... what's the use?
Now what's the matter?
What's the matter, she says. I've been roving all over Powell Street, ringing doorbells. Where did you go, you traitor?
Rembrandt, I'm sorry. In the excitement, I forgot all about you.
What excitement?
Well, there's been another murder.
In a moment, there's going to be another, and I'm looking right at you, Candy.
Oh, cool off. Have some formula and stop snorting steam. What was that?
Your window, Candy, it just shattered.
Wait a minute. That window didn't shatter by itself. Quick, get down. Lights. Turn the lights off, Rembrandt. Duck down here.
What sort of silly game are we playing now?
This isn't a game, believe me.
Candy, are you all right?
Yikes, it's the gumshoe.
Yes, I'm all right. Where are you, Mallard?
Over here, 2 houses over. We got your girlfriend trapped on the roof next to you. Now don't move and stay covered.
Okay.
All right, Mrs. Ellsworth, are you coming down peacefully, or do we have to play cops and robbers?
I'm not coming down until I get that Candy Matson. She did it. She forced me to kill my own brother-in-law.
Now have it your way. Okay, boys, loosen her up a bit.
Oh, this is better than the 4th of July.
Keep your head down, Rembrandt.
Oh, is that what was up?
Ready to come down, Mrs. Ellsworth?
No, I'm not. That hateful woman. She's ruined all my plans with her snooping and prying. She's going to die, I tell you. Oh, oh, oh!
It was a miracle, Candy. You must have moved slightly just as she shot at you.
It was too close, let me tell you. She's dead?
Oh, decidedly. I think she was dead before she hit the ground.
Well, tell me what happened.
Well, we went out to her house and she was just driving off. We trailed her to North Beach, lost her for a block, and then spotted her car at the top of the hill there. We arrived just as she was getting on the roof next door. Okay, now you tell me your little dream.
It was that ship docking. That set my wheels going around. The name Ellsworth started burning in the back somewhere. You saw the clippings Rembrandt dug up.
Yeah.
The South Sea Island steamship line was slowly being sabotaged. I did some checking and found that the insurance companies weren't going to renew.
I don't know why I didn't tie that in sooner.
Oh, it's just that you had too many things on your mind, Mallard, dear. I went out to the place on 25 El Camino del Mar, and when I left, I was pretty sure the old girl had knocked off her brother-in-law.
Huh? Why?
Well, for several reasons. One, she was a venomous old witch. 2, you'd never seen such a collection of guns in all your life. And according to Roger Ellsworth, they both enjoyed using them. I noticed one little pop gun that was very interesting. It had a silencer on it.
Uh-huh. That was the one she used on you tonight.
And also the one she used on Dwight Ellsworth from the window of that apartment where you found her husband.
How do you know?
Oh, you go back there, Mallard. You'll see a nice little bullet hole in the curtain with the burned powder all around it.
No, don't tell me that.
Yes, I'm telling you that they rented that place knowing Dwight Ellsworth always went downtown on a certain cable car. She waited that morning until we were riding by, and she popped him.
I have now heard everything.
Oh, not everything. The reason. Dwight Ellsworth, rather than fighting the insurance company, had decided to sell the steamship line. The old gal thought she'd beat him to the punch by knocking him off. The company would have then fallen into her husband's hands.
Oh, but what about her husband?
Well, at first I thought he was just another weak-kneed man with an overbearing wife, distraught over his brother's death. But now I'm not so sure.
No?
No, not when I think about that phone call.
What phone call?
Oh, another little detail that just slipped my mind until now.
Oh, I'll bet.
All right, I got a phone call the day after I met with the Ellsworths in Seacliff, telling me to lay off the case. Looking back on it, that call could only have been placed by Roger Ellsworth. So despite all the boo-hoo-hoo cheers, looks like he was in it from the beginning. Then with me poking around, they probably got nervous, and at some point the missus no longer trusted hubby and decided she'd be better off without him.
No honor among killers.
Somehow, she lured him down to that place on Powell and gave him some lead poisoning too, planning to inherit the whole caboodle herself. And to be sure she was safe, I was next in her sights.
But I don't get why Ellsworth paid you to look into something he'd want to keep hush-hush.
Well, it'll look suspicious if he refused to help find his brother's killer, right? And I don't think he planned me living out long enough to figure the scheme out or cash that check. Then he cashed out first, thanks to his wife, who saved me some trouble.
Huh? Trouble?
If she hadn't killed him, I was going to.
What?
While I was waiting for you to get here, the phone rang. It was Uncle Charlie at the Chase Room. Roger Ellsworth's check bounced like a brand new golf ball. What is so funny, Mallard?
Oh, listen in again for the adventures of Candy Matson, girl sucker.
Candy Matson, Yukon 28209 has been brought to you by the California Historical Radio Society and Radio Dog Theater. Candy Matson, Yukon 28209 was created and written in 1949 by Monty Masters. Today's production was produced by Steve Cushman and directed by yours truly, Peter Finch. Today's cast featured Celeste Perry as Candy Matson. Lieutenant Ray Mallard was played by Sam Van Zandt. Michael Bennett appeared as Rembrandt Watson. Roger Ellsworth was played by Hoyt Smith. With Rosalie Howarth as Mrs. Ellsworth. Also appearing in the cast were Steve Cushman and Peter Finch. Organ accompaniment by John Hammond. Our sound engineer was Mikey Ewing. Our audio mixer, Dan Healy. Please stay tuned for yours truly, Johnny Dollar. It's coming up next on most of these stations.
For more information on the California Historical Radio Society, go to www.californiahistoricalradio.com.